Yada yada, whenever he assuredly dharmasya of religion, glani, a decline, bhavati, there is Bharata or descendant of Bharata. Abhuthanam, an increase, adharmasya of religion. Tada then, Atmanam, my eternally perfect spiritual body. Srijami, manifest myself in a body that looks like a created material body, aham, I, or descendant of Bharata. Whenever there is a decline of religion and an increase in religion, at that time I manifest my eternally perfect form in this mundane world. Sarartha Varshu. When does Shri Bhagavan appear? To answer this question, Bhagavan replies with this verse, beginning with Yada. Being unable to tolerate the decline of religion and the increase of religion, I appear for the purpose of reversing the situation. According to Sripada Madhusudan Saraswati, Atmanam Sujami means I create the body. With the help of Yoga Maya, I exhibit my eternally perfect spiritual body as if as if it were created by material nature. Hmm. So, Sarartha Varshini Prakashika Vritti. In each birth, a jiva who is bound by the nature, the jiva who is bound by the result of his action takes a new body that is made from inert matter. But Sri Bhagavan, by his own will and through the agency of his Maya Shakti, deludes the demons in such a way that they consider his body to be an object of material creation. Sri Shukdev Goswami has confirmed this in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yada yada hi dharmasya shaya vriddhishya atmanah तदा तु भगवान ईश आत्मानं सृजते hari. Whenever there is a decline of religion and an increase of sin, Bhagavan Shri Hari manifests himself in this world. Various spiritual masters have explained the word of dharma in this verse in different ways. Sri Ramanujacharya has accepted the word dharma to mean the worship of Bhagavan. Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan has explained dharma as pure devotion, characterized by the various spiritual masters have explained the word dharma in this verse in different ways. Sri Ramanacharya accepted the word dharma to mean the worship of Bhagavan. Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan has explained dharma as pure devotion, characterized by the performance of archan, formal worship, dhyana, meditation, and other such practices, as well as varnashram dharma described in the Vedas. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has quoted Krishna as follows. The only reason for my appearance is that I desire it. I descend on my own free will. I descend of my own free will. Whenever there is a decline in religion and a prevalence in irreligion, I appear of my own accord. My laws, which govern the activities of this material world, are unconquerable. However, when in due course of time these rules become ineffective for some indefinable and indescribable reason, irreligion becomes prominent. No one except me can put an end to this disorder. I thus appear in this mundane plane with the assistance of my spiritual potency and dispel the decline of religion. It is not true that I only appear in the land of Bharata, India. According to necessity, I appear by my will among demigods, animals, birds, and all other species. Therefore, do not think that I do not appear among those outside the Vedic system, such as Mlecha, Anteja, and other outcasts. All those pitiable people also accept a certain degree of religiosity as their natural religion, Swadharma. When their religion declines, I also appear among them as an empowered incarnation, Shaktavishavatar, by investing a certain living entity with my potency to protect their religion. In India, people regularly perform their uh, in India, people regularly perform their here, um, in India, people regularly perform their religious duties in the form of Varnashram Dharma I therefore make a special endeavor to establish this system of religion among them. For this reason, all the charming incarnations, such as the Yugavatars, who appear in this world in every age, so as to establish religious principles, and the Amshavataras, partial incarnations, are seen to manifest only in India. In places where there is no Varnashram Dharma, people cannot properly practice Nishkam Karma Yoga or its goal, Jnana Yoga, and its highest truth, Bhakti Yoga. Still, any tinge of bhakti that manifests among those outside the Varnashram system can be attributed to the sudden appearance of faith generated by the mercy of my devotee. So here, Bhagwan is telling that a devotee can give bhakti. Like for example, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he preached bhakti in the Western world. He went to China also, I think, and also to Russia. He sent, some his emissaries to China, and now you see China is also good devotees. So you'll see that everywhere. In South Africa also, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj went, and Srila Gurudev also went, I think. Srila Gurudev also went there. And by their mercy, many people become devotees, no doubt about it. So now half an hour we have spoken about Bhagavad Gita. I would like to touch something Bhagavatam right now for another 20 minutes. At 7 o'clock, I'll have to go to Aarti. So, Gurudev Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tudalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. So you will see here that Narad Muni is telling his life history. Bhagwan Shri Narayan mere Hridaya mein avirbhut hue. So Bhagwan Narayan appeared in the heart of Narad Muni. But he disappeared that very moment. Right? Bhagwan appeared in his heart, and that very moment he disappeared from his heart. Now his condition is like fish out of water, right? Like you get some great wealth, you get some great wealth, and suddenly you're not that way. So you can imagine the condition of Narad Muni. तब मैं अत्यंत विचलित हो गया. नारद मुनि is telling that I became very agitated. तत्पश्चात उन्होंने कृपापूर्वक अलक्ष्य रूप से मुझे देखा. So then, when Narad Muni became very much agitated, he faltered. He said to Bhagwan, "Oh, why you are not giving me darshan?" Then Bhagwan was not visible to Narad Muni, but invisibly he told Narad Muni, "तुम इस जन्म में पुनः मेरे दर्शन प्राप्त नहीं करोगे." So in this life, again Narad Muni will not have my audience. इस जन्म में तुम साधु सेवा करते रहो, अगले जन्म में तुम मेरे पार्षद बन पाओगे. So now what is Bhagwan telling to Narad Muni? He's telling Narad Muni, in this lifetime, whatever time is remaining, my dear Narad, keep on rendering service to Bhagwan and sadhus. Keep on rendering service to sadhus, right? And next lifetime you will become my eternal associate. उसी समय से मैं देश देश में सर्वत्र हरिनाम दान करते हुए भ्रमण करने लगा. Then Narad Muni he began to travel from every town and village and began to sing the Harinam. What Harinam he was chanting? Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. प्रपंच त्याग करने पर मैंने भगवान के पार्षद देव को प्राप्त किया. So abandoning the material world, Narad Muni obtained a very wonderful body. He became the eternal associate of Sri Krishna. So his body, Srila Swami Maharaj calls him transcendental spaceman. He can go to any planet in the world. He can travel to any planet in the world. कल्प के अंत में इस विश्व का संहार कर भगवान के द्वारा एकारण और जल में शयन करने पर मैं उनके विश्वास सहित उनके शरीर में प्रविष्ट हुआ. So at the end of the day of Brahma, at the end of the day of Brahma, Kalpa means I think the end of the Brahma, Kalpa. So there was a annihilation of this material world. And Bhagwan slept in the Ekarnava Jala. Ekarnava Jala means the water of cosmic annihilation. Pralaya. Bhagwan was sleeping there. Then I entered into the body of Bhagwan through his inhalation, Nishwas. So, at the end of the creation, I think Kalpa means maybe at the end of day of Brahma, or maybe at the end of the day of Brahma. So, Bhagwan's body, Kalpakshay Punastani Kalpado Visrujamya, right? So, at the end of the day of Brahma, this material world was annihilated. So, one day of Brahma is, I think, 1000 Chaturyugas. Bhagavan was sleeping in the water of cosmic annihilation, and through the inhalation, I entered into the body of Bhagwan. इस प्रकार से हजारों युगों के उपरांत पुनः सृष्टि करने की इच्छा होने पर जब भगवान निद्रा से उठे तब मैं उनके इंद्रिय से उत्पन्न हुआ. So you see, for thousands of ages, thousands of millenniums, Bhagwan, he was inside the body of Bhagwan. Narad Muni was inside the body of Bhagwan. And then Bhagwan again had the desire to conduct the creation. Then I again manifested from the limbs of Bhagwan. इस प्रकार अपने वृत्तांत का वर्णन समाप्त कर श्री नारद ऋषि ने श्री व्यास देव से कहा. Having described his own life history, नारद मुनि asked व्यास देव, आज से तुम श्री हरि की कथाओं का विशेष रूप से कीर्तन करो. Oh, व्यास देव, you are having a very intense moroseness. You are feeling unhappy. I order you, my disciple Vyasadeva, glorify Sri Krishna's pastimes very nicely. तभी तुम्हारी आत्मा अत्यधिक प्रसन्न होगी. Then only Narad Muni, you will feel very great happiness. क्योंकि अन्य किसी उपाय से आत्म प्रसन्नता प्राप्त करना असंभव है. Unless you glorify the pastimes of Sri Krishna, one cannot be happy. So if you sometimes you feel morose in life, what we have to do? We have to glorify Sri Krishna. ऐसा कहकर देवर्षि नारद वहां से चले गए. Saying this, Narad Muni disappeared from that place. Devarshi means Devanam Rishi. He is like a sage among the demigods. Even demigods respecting Narad Muni, right? तब श्री व्यास देव ने शम्याप्रास नामक आश्रम में वास करते हुए भक्ति सहित भक्ति समाहित चित्त में पूर्ण परम पुरुष श्री भगवान का उनकी समस्त शक्तियों सहित दर्शन किया. Then Vyasadeva was residing in his ashram called Shamyapras. And his heart was fully focused on devotion of Sri Krishna. And he had darshan. Vyasadeva in the core of his heart had darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna along with his multifarious potencies. तथा जीव के द्वारा वशीभूत होने के क्रम से उदित अनर्थ और भगवत भक्तियों के द्वारा ही उन अनर्थ की निवृत्ति होने आदि का भी दर्शन किया. But you know, wonder of all wonders, he not only saw Bhagavan and his potencies, he also saw how the living entity gets entangled in unwanted habits, how the living entity becomes tied in the unwanted desires due to the illusory potential of Bhagavan, and how by adhering to the Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga, by engaging in the devotional service of Bhagavan, how the unwanted habits of the living entity go away. That also he saw. Now the question comes, why Vyasadeva? Why Vyasadeva was given the audience of Bhagavan's Maya Shakti? Because Bhagavan's Maya Shakti gave him audience. तब श्री व्यासदेव ने अज्ञानी लोगों के अहेतुक मंगल के लिए श्रीमद् भागवत की रचना की. Then Shri Vyasadeva, for the causeless auspiciousness of the ignorant people, he composed Shrimad Bhagavatam. इस श्रीमद् भागवत के श्रवण के फल से जीव में श्री कृष्ण के प्रति भक्ति उदित होती है. By hearing this Shrimad Bhagavatam, the living entities develop devotion for Sri Krishna, और जो उसके समस्त शोक मोह भय का नाश कर देती है. And when this bhakti arises in the heart of the living entity, all the lamentation, all the bewilderment, all the fear of the living entity goes away when bhakti manifests. इसके उपरांत श्री कृष्ण की कथा के प्रसंग में ही श्री सुत गोस्वामी ने महाराज परीक्षित के जन्म और उनके देवता का वृत्तांत वर्णन किया. After this, while describing Sri Krishna's pastime, Shri Suta Goswami told how Parikshit Maharaj was born and how Parikshit Maharaj abandoned his body. So Kurukshetra Yuddha ke baad, after the war of Kurukshetra was finished, Duryodhan's thigh was broken by the club of Bhima. Bhima hit Duryodhan below the belt on his thigh. And Duryodhan's thigh was broken by the impact of Bhima's club. But in order to satisfy Duryodhan, Ashwatthama, he went to the tent, of sons of Pandavas, and the 5 sons of Pandavas. 5 sons of Pandavas, each was born from Draupadi. Which each Pandava means 5 brothers. Yudhishthir and Bhima and Arjuna and Nakul Sahadev. They had begotten one son in each in the womb of Draupadi. So these 5 sons of Draupadi, they were sleeping in the tent, and Ashwatthama came and he using his sword, I think he kept Krupacharya and Krutavarma at the gate. And I think Rudra had entered into this. Was helped by Rudra, the deity of cosmic annihilation. We'll discuss that in detail further. But he went into the tent of 5 Pandavas, sons of 5 Pandavas. Actually, 5 Pandavas were supposed to sleep there, but they were taken away by Krishna because Krishna didn't want the Pandavas to die. So the 5 sons of Pandavas were sleeping, and he chopped off their heads mercilessly. Right? When Draupadi saw that all the 5 sons were dead and their torsos are lying there, their heads are gone. The heads are gone. She began to weep loudly. Draupadi was weeping loudly. So Mahavir see that Arjuna is called a great warrior. He actually consoled Draupadi. Shri Krishna को साथ लेकर अश्वत्थामा का रक्षा किया. Then in the company of Sri Krishna, Arjuna chased Ashwatthama. तब उनके प्राणों की रक्षा के लिए अश्वत्थामा ने ब्रह्मास्त्र का प्रयोग किया. तब अपने प्राणों की रक्षा के लिए अश्वत्थामा ने ब्रह्मास्त्र का प्रयोग किया. To protect himself, Ashwatthama used ब्रह्मास्त्र, the deadliest of the weapon. यह देखकर अर्जुन ने श्री कृष्ण के आदेश से उस ब्रह्मास्त्र का निवारण करने के लिए अपना ब्रह्मास्त्र छोड़ा. Now Arjuna saw that Ashwatthama released brahmastra for no reason, for a trivial reason. Then Krishna told Arjuna, we release the brahmastra and counteract the brahmastra, the nuclear weapon of Ashwatthama. And Arjuna, being obedient servant of Sri Krishna, released another nuclear weapon, and one nuclear weapon counteracted another nuclear weapon. And both the weapons had a very great collision. They had a great collision, and both were destroyed. Means when 2 brahmastras collided with each other, both were destroyed. तब अर्जुन अश्वत्थामा को रस्सी से बांधकर अपने शिविर में लाए. Then Arjun, the great warrior, he tied up Ashwatthama with the ropes and he brought him to his own camp, war camp. Means the camp means the area where the warrior lives, right? And the Shivira. So camp. गुरुपुत्र की ऐसी अवस्था देखकर द्रौपदी अन्य सभी के द्वारा उसे बंधन से मुक्त करने के लिए अनुमोदन करने पर भी महावीर भीम उसके वध के लिए करने लगे. So now Draupadi, she saw such condition of the Guruputra because the Pandavas learnt the art of martial arts. The Pandavas learnt martial arts from Dronacharya, and Dronacharya was revered spiritual master. Was the martial teacher of them. They learnt martial arts from Dronacharya, not spiritual teaching, but martial arts like releasing arrows, fighting with a club, releasing javelin, and discus and all that. So Draupadi is very compassionate. Women are naturally compassionate. She couldn't tolerate. Hey, what are you doing? You are great warriors by the mercy of his father. Please release him. Are you not feeling any compassion for your spiritual master, Dronacharya, your teacher, Dronacharya? Release his son. द्रौपदी और अन्य सभी के द्वारा उसे बंधन से मुक्त करने के लिए अनुमोदन करने पर भी महावीर भीम से वध के लिए निरंतर अनुरोध करने लगे. नाउ सी, द्रौपदी and all the Pandavas, they were in the favor of releasing Ashwatthama, but Bhim was adamant. Bhim said no. He has killed the 5 sons of Draupadi who are innocent, who are sleeping, because the laws of war don't allow that a warrior who is sleeping be slaughtered mercilessly like that. He has broken the religious principles. He should be given capital punishment. So Bhima is the strong Bhima. He's called Mahavir, a great warrior. Bhima was insistent on chopping off the head of अश्वत्थामा. ऐसी परिस्थिति में अर्जुन ने श्री कृष्ण का अभिप्राय जानकर अपनी प्रतिज्ञा का पालन तथा भीम और द्रौपदी को संतुष्ट करने के लिए तो दोनों ही कार्यों को एक साथ पूर्ण करने के लिए तलवार द्वारा अश्वत्थामा के मस्तक की मणि को निकालकर त्रिशूल के बाहर निकाल दिया. Now Arjun is in a dilemma because Arjun doesn't know what to do. Bhima is insisting on capital punishment to be given to Ashwatthama, and Draupadi is in the favor of total pardon. So look at the face of, and Sri Krishna indicated to him that you have taken a vow that you will kill Ashwatthama. Bhima and Draupadi both should be satisfied. So what you should do, that you take away the jewel. Ashwatthama was born with a jewel on his head. He was born with it. So you take away that jewel. So using his sword, he took out that jewel. Means his head became full of blood actually, because it was biologically situated in his head. Very wonderful jewel. It was taken away. So that is like if you dishonor a Brahmana, the Shastra says it is like killing him. Because Ashwatthama was born in a Brahmin family, he was dishonored by Arjuna, so it was like killing him. But the scriptures don't sanction killing of a Brahmana. But his dishonor is like death. So, and Draupadi also was happy because his life was spared. Draupadi wanted his life to be spared, and Bhima also was happy because chastisement or dishonoring a Brahmana, it is like killing him. Understand? So either way, both were happy. So तब पांडवों ने महिलाओं को आगे करके श्री कृष्ण से गंगा के तट पर जाकर उदक अंत्येष्टि क्रिया समापन. Now Pandavas kept the women ahead. Means women folk were ahead, and Shri Krishna and all the women, means I think maybe widows. I think most of them were widows. Were there in this fratricidal war. So they went to the bank of the Ganges, and there they performed Antyeshti Kriya, Udak Kriya. Means taking the water in your palms and offering to the souls of the departed soldiers. It's called Antyeshti Kriya. Antyeshti Kriya means that you do the rituals for the departed souls by offering water. तदुपरांत श्री कृष्ण ने युधिष्ठिर महाराज को पुनः सिंहासन पर अधिष्ठित किया. Then Sri Krishna's mission was successful because he had killed all the warriors who were actually demons in disguise. They appeared as Kshatriya, but actually they were demons, and he established the rule of religion in the form of Yudhishthir Maharaj. So Yudhishthir became the king of the universe. तथा क्रमशः उन्हें 3 अश्वमेध यज्ञों में दीक्षित और कृतार्थ कर सात्यकी और उद्धव के साथ वे द्वारका की ओर प्रस्थान करने लगे. So then he gave Yudhishthir Maharaj, initiated him in the vow of 3 horse sacrifices. 3 horse sacrifices, Ashwamedh sacrifices. Means the horse will walk across the length and breadth of the earth, and the king has to conquer those directions, extract the taxes from the kings who are conquered, and then finally slaughter that horse and offer his flesh sacrifice. That's called Ashwamedh sacrifice. The horse will be released. Wherever the horse wanders, they have to conquer the territory. So 3 Ashwamedh sacrifices were performed on behalf of Yudhishthir, on behalf of Krishna, Yudhishthir Maharaj, and then Yudhishthir became successful. He became successful because he performed 3 Ashwamedh sacrifices. He became the sovereign ruler of the earth. Then in the company of Satyaki is the director of Krishna, I think, the warrior, and Uddhava, his bosom friend, Krishna went to Dwarka. उसी समय अर्जुन की पुत्रवधू उत्तरा अश्वत्थामा द्वारा छोड़े गए बाण से पीड़ित होकर कातर स्वर से श्री कृष्ण की कृपा की घोषणा करते करते तीव्र गति से वहां आकर उपस्थित हुई. So Krishna was about to depart to Dwarka. Suddenly, Arjun's daughter-in-law, Miss Abhimanyu, who had departed, his wife Uttara, she came crying, Krishna, save me, save me. Ashwatthama has released his arrow. He has released an arrow to kill the fetus in my womb. Please protect me. हाँ? अश्वत्थामा ने यह ब्रह्मास्त्र पृथ्वी को पांडव शून्य करने के लिए छोड़ा है. Ashwatthama was in a revengeful mood because he was dishonored. The jewel on his head was taken away by the sword of Arjuna. So therefore Ashwatthama, he released that Brahmastra in order to make the whole world reward of the descendant of Pandava. Because the last descendant of Pandava, because 5 sons of Draupadi were dead, Abhimanyu, the son of Subhadra, also dead. So now there was no progeny of Pandavas left except for unborn baby in the womb of Uttara, who was the son of Abhimanyu, growing in Uttara's womb. So he wanted to kill that fetus also, so that the whole world will be divided of the descendants of Pandavas. Krishna understood. Krishna immediately, by Sudarshan Chakra, completely removed the potency of Brahmastra. He diffused Brahmastra. Means he diffused that nuclear weapon. Means Krishna, by using his Sudarshan Chakra, made the nuclear weapon called Brahmastra futile. And when the nuclear weapon became futile, then Krishna, what he did? He protected the baby growing in the womb of Uttara. कुछ दिनों के पश्चात श्री कृष्ण के पुनः द्वारका जाने के लिए प्रस्तुत होने पर पांडवों की माता कुंती ने उन्हें जाने से रोककर भी प्रकार से उनकी स्तुति. Again Krishna said, all right, now the disaster is averted, baby in the womb of Uttara is protected, now let me go to Dwarka. The devotee in Dwarka waited for me. Krishna was about to ascend the chariot, and then mother of the Pandavas, Kunti Devi, came, and she again praised Krishna in various ways. So she wouldn't let Krishna go. Namaste Purushattvadam Prakrute Purushatparam. So like these wonderful prayers of Kunti we'll discuss in this series of classes. And then Krishna accepted, all right, Kunti, I will not go. Krishna accepted the prayers of Kunti, and he again returned to Hastinapur. पुनः जब वे वहां की महिलाओं से विदाई लेकर द्वारका की ओर जाने के लिए उद्यत हुए, तब महाराज युधिष्ठिर ने पुनः उन्हें रोक लिया. Again he came back to palace. Again he wanted to go after a few days. Again he told all the women, Uttara and Kunti and Draupadi, Subhadra, I am going to Dwarka. Again Yudhishthira Maharaj stopped. Yudhishthira Maharaj stopped him. Then Krishna told, all right, Yudhishthira, you have stopped me from going to Dwarka. Let us take some Brahmanas with us. And in the company of the Brahmanas, we'll go to Bhishma Deva, who is lying on the bed of arrows, right? And then he told Bhishma, please instruct Yudhishthira about the duties of religion. So there, lying on the bed of arrows, Bhishma Deva was lying, and then he was like, he was looking like an effulgent planet which has fallen, like an effulgent comet or effulgent planet which has fallen from its orbit. Sometimes the planets are orbiting around the sun or the pole star, and suddenly these planets get dislocated from their revolving orbit and fall on the earth. So like that, Bhishma Deva appeared like a effulgent planet orbit of revolution. And he looked at Bhishma Deva looking very effulgent, and he worshipped Bhishma Deva. Sri Krishna and Yudhishthira worship Bhishma Deva. भीष्म ने अपने आराध्य देव श्री कृष्ण का सम्मुख देखकर श्री कृष्ण के सहायक युधिष्ठिर के भाग्य की प्रशंसा. When Bhishma Deva saw that my worshipable Lord Shri Krishna has come before me, then he told Yudhishthira, you are really fortunate. You are very fortunate. Oh Yudhishthira, you are assistant of Sri Krishna, but you are very fortunate. You are always in the company of Sri Krishna. Supreme Lord is my worshipable Lord, but he is always in your company. How fortunate you are. युधिष्ठिर की जिज्ञासा के अनुसार उन्हें वर्णाश्रम धर्म, प्रवृत्ति, निवृत्ति धर्म, दृष्टांत सहित दान धर्म, मोक्ष धर्म, राज धर्म, स्त्री धर्म, भगवत धर्म, अधिकार भेद से धर्म के पृथक पृथक उपाय का वर्णन किया. Yudhishthira made some inquiries, pertinent inquiries. Then he told Yudhishthira, what is the duty of the persons who belong to the four social classes, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, what is the duty of brahmachari, sannyasi, vanaprastha, grihastha, what is engaging in sense pleasure, and what is detachment from the sense pleasure. You give the examples that how one should give charity, who is the proper recipient of the charity. He told also how to be liberated from this miserable material world. He also described the duties of the king. He also described the duties of women folk, of the women, means wives and sons, wives and daughters and mothers and sisters, what the women folk should do, and what is the religious duty. And he also told that as per one's qualification, what are the various religious principles. So we'll stop here today. We are stopping on page number 7, which I'll mention in the group. I have to run to the Aarti. Thank you so much. Vanchakalpatarubhashya kripa sindhuvaicha paritanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग अंदर गीता गिरिधारी श्री श्री आधार विद्यार्थी की जय जय नितला प्रकृत गुरु शिशु भक्तिदानंद नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज जय विष्णुपा शिशु भक्तिदानंद वामन गोस्वामी महाराज जय 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 राम स्वामी महाराज की जय निकला विष्णुपा कृष्ण आचार्य की श्री भक्ति कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय सपरिकर्षण प्रभुपाद की जय पंचनंदन गौरव जी की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय श्रीमद भागवत की जय तिरंगी स्वामी श्री भक्तिदान दंडी महाराज जी की जय नाम इष्ट संत श्री अनिरुद्धास प्रभु की जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय पांचाकल्प प्रवेश कृपा सिंधु पवन वैष्णव नमो नमः निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Please know the change of our timing of our classes. Our class will begin at 6 o'clock. And only Thursday and Saturday, Ishaka ji told me that this might clash with Shikha Dandi Maharaj class. So we are will not conduct class on Thursday and Saturday because it may clash with Shikha Dandi Maharaj class. And so other 5 days we will be having class from 6 to 7 in English language. Hare Krishna. And Ishaka ji will notify you about what topic will be there and page number. I will specifically message Vishaka Didi what page I stopped on in Bhagavad Gita and also Bhagavatam after some time. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad.